So, you know how I said the drive shaft U-joint was tight? Watched a Terry video. Yeah. Yep. Thank you much. Okay, YouTube. So I cranked the heat up and left the wire speed where it was. And it's kind of hard to see because everything's all super shiny. I've been grinding. So these two pieces of metal are definitely together. And it's ugly. I got a hole there and holes there and all over the place. But, you know, that's not too bad. That's within the realm of body filler. Like if this were my panel, I'd be crying at night, but, you know, that would work. So, just a refresher, this is the flange weld, and this is the butt weld. You can see it's, you know, obviously not the best. Chief, no, I didn't do it with a spoon behind it. But what I did get is some decent bridges, and actually those are tacks. I just did tacks right across where you see. So I didn't blow through any of this today. I succeeded in tacking across. I just went zip, zip, zip. I turned my my helmet up to maximum dark, and I could actually see the pool behind my welding tip. I was very excited about that. So I was playing around with that, and I gooped on, like, the weld was really thick here. I had to grind it all off, and it's, you know, mostly smooth. You know, I got a bit of an edge here I could grind off more, but all this right here was just a whole lot of built-up weld because I was just going to town. Not really trying to do the panel right. Excuse me, bet that sounded good. So, I mean, you can see it's really ugly. It's like, you know, the tide coming in here in molten metal. But, you know, that's strong there. And then I went along the backside. Again, not to really weld it, but I was experimenting laying down a bead, and I got some good beads laid down, although they're kind of high, which tells me that there was a lot of metal on here, and it wasn't, like, the heat wasn't soaking into it, even though I had the setting on, oh, I don't know, 75%. You know, and this is sheet metal, but maybe the heat setting doesn't go through. It's like, how do I put it? A D heat setting on 0.024 wire isn't the same thing, isn't as much heat as the D setting on the 0.30 or 35 wire, I'm guessing, I'm assuming. So I went by the sound. I had a lot of frying bacon sound, not very much popping. I had popping where I had seams and like the wire was jumping and I didn't have a puddle to stretch over. So that was okay. I'm learning to listen. Listening is the best sense for welding, and I always thought it was visual, and I couldn't see anything through my helmet, so I was like basically welding with my eyes shut is what that was before. So I am pleased with this progress. I mean, these two pieces of metal are definitely stuck together. Yeah, I would be pleased to have this strength weld on my car, although, you know, I guess it's not too bad if you don't mind throwing up looking at a car, but definitely decent practice. I tried to put as much of the advice that I received in the YouTube garage. Thanks. There's so many people to thank. Velvet Hammer, 19 Charger 79, Chief, chief in Hawaii who was like Mr. Weld. I think the guy's built 50% out of welded material himself. But just a lot of help in the YouTube garage. And there was, I don't think, any contradictory advice other than somebody said, start welding at the lowest setting and work your way up, and somebody said start at the highest setting and work your way down. And basically it's the same thing. It's just you're working on hearing the sound and seeing what difference that makes. So, and I didn't even do, like, I just put the settings somewhere and then was listening to the sound. I went by more heat, and actually my chart here gets a little confusing because it's like, you know, here's MIG welding and here's flux core welding and, you know, this gauge wire and that gauge steel and da 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 da. So I figured I was somewhere in here, and let's see, focus, yes, stupid. So let's see, 75% argon. I've got 0.024 wire. And where was I? And it's not 18 gauge. I don't think it's that thick. But my heat actually was way higher. I had it set to like D, and my, well, let's see, let's check. I had it on C and around 4.5. So not, I was a little hotter than what it recommended. But you know, I can zero in on it. Still, I did have a lot of wire piling up, so maybe I had enough heat. It's just my wire speed was too fast. I didn't crank the wire speed at all because it sounded good. But I'm pleased. I've got pieces of metal stuck together. Although, you know, I put a lot of heat. I just noticed this little bloop. Actually, I think that was me picking that up and shaking it, trying to shake this piece loose. This edge is not tacked, so, you know, this is not structural at all. But yeah, I'm very pleased. Very pleased, very pleased. And again, Terry, wtbm123. Yeah. That is just superb. That's where it's supposed to be. All snug up against my clips. The clips are seated nice against the face. And yeah, that's ready to be painted and be put in. So, pleased. Babbling, learning. And it's just a good day. Very, very satisfied with my work. Got some practice to go, got some more stuff to practice on. And just thank you, YouTube Garage. This is it, man. This is like the most intimidating part of the project for me, to get that on there. Wouldn't be able to do it without your help.